Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tnek127 and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I just want to really kind of chill, talk to you guys a bit. I wanted to address a topic that's, been brought to me so many times. And I mean so many. And I've just never taken one single video besides an episode of Tnek's World back when Skyforge was out. A little bit, and I touched this topic a little, but back when, I was covering Neverwinter, and, I was covering the news for that, this was asked of me. Back when, I was covering the news for Skyforge, it was asked of me. All these MMO games that, and just even, RPGs in general that I've uncovered, people always ask me this question, and, I've never just, taken just the time to, just straight up acknowledge it. I've tweeted about it a few times, I've answered comments, but I think today, I'm just going to make one video just acknowledging this question, talking about it, and we're obviously going to use Tera as our best example. But before we get into it, I want to give a special shout out to three special people, because this is going to coincide with this video greatly. And those three people are community manager Spacecast, aka Sean Gibbons, community manager Killshift, aka Cody Tallarico, I hope I said my bro's last name right, and, of course, community manager Strum Slinger, a.k.a. Andy Wong. These three guys, if you don't know who they are, Space Cats is the community manager for Tera, Killshift is the community manager for Skyforge, and Andy Wong is the community manager for Neverwinter. And I've tried to work with, a lot of community managers, not just for MMOs, but for RPGs too. And these three have been the most incredible people on social media I have ever worked with, ever. I can talk to these guys, about anything. I'm not saying, we're all just like this, we go to movies every Friday nights and stuff like that, but I can literally just, have a conversation with these guys, whether it's about the games, in general, stuff like that, or just, regular everyday those stuff. They're really cool people, to talk to, and they speak with anybody in the community, especially Space Cats. And by the way, I'm going to link all three of their Twitch channels in the link below, so you guys can catch them out, chat with them about the games that they work with on their own and stuff like that, and just get to know them better, because these are three people that need to be recognized in the industry more. And I know I'm not really that large of a YouTuber, so I don't have the power to give them that kind of recognition, but man, oh man, I wish I could, because if I could hand that kind of recognition to anybody, it would be these three dudes, because they've just been awesome. Even though they tease us with their games, they don't give us the information we want to know right away, but they are so talkative with everybody, with Space Cats especially. So many people in my Discord community for the Terra console version, can just just go up, PM him, he answers as soon as he can and stuff like that. It's amazing. So many people have, replied and have messaged me back and told me that, hey, man, I got to talk to Space Cats. He told me blah, 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 blah. You were right, Tnek, he's so easy to talk to, and so is Killshift, man. And so is Andy Wong, man. Awesome, man, awesome. And, that, I'm so glad that whenever you guys tell me that, whether you're in my Discord community, YouTube, content creators like yourself, or, whether you're just, viewers, friends of mine, stuff like that, it really warms my heart, to know that these guys can, just communicate with the community. It's so amazing. Like I said, even though we don't have the information that we want, we do want to strangle the three of them for the information. They still talk to us. There's a lot of, how many times have went on a Twitter, that was about a certain game, and you asked it something, you got no response. Every time I have said something on either any of these guys on Twitter, nearly every time, besides a few, select questions, they have answered it. And I'm nobody special on Twitter. I got maybe a little bit over 500 followers. I'm just I'm a little guy, especially on Twitter. I'm a little guy on YouTube. I'm an even smaller guy on Twitter. But these guys, even at the times where I was smaller, they always went out of their way to answer my question to the best of their ability. Or if if it was something they couldn't answer, they just didn't answer it. If I straight up went to Andy Wong and say, hey, when's Neverwinter coming out? Obviously, he couldn't answer that at the time. But you guys get what I'm saying. Now, what we're going to talk about in this video, and geez, yeah, I've wasted nearly 5 minutes of y'all time already. I'm really sorry about that. What we're going to talk about in this video is how I feel about, the game weights and stuff like that. Whether it's, teasing, whether it's, announcements, not getting a release date, how I feel about, the beta and game for Tera taking so long, all that fun stuff. I'm going to sum it up into one small, simple video. Because like I said, I've touched this, I've given my opinion on so many, videos before, but I've never just, made a whole video just talking about it. So, to my opinion, and I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys, even though, I try to work with, community managers and stuff like that, I am probably more frustrated than all of you watching my videos combined. You guys think you're irritated, y'all have seen nothing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to Tera, I want to scream. Like, Space Cats is an awesome dude to talk to, but I want to grab him and every employee in his office by their collar and say, "When is this game coming out?" That's literally what I want to do. And I'm just being honest with you guys. But honestly, it's very frustrating, but to an extent, you have to look at it from their point of view. But at the same time, they have to look at it from ours. Now, I've given this warning to, developers and stuff like that in videos and everything multiple times. The worst thing for any developer to tease on right now, or, not to be, just straight up honest about, or, just straight up forward about, with information and be, as open as possible, is MMOs on console. And let me explain to you why. And I'm going to go through you guys from my personal experience. And I'm going to say this, without sounding as douchey to PC players as I can. Because I know, I have a lot of PC players here on my channel. And I know some PC players, even though this is not meant in an offensive way, I know there are going to be some knuckleheads that take offense to this. So I'm just apologizing ahead of time because I know it's going to happen. For the past, I'm going to say, nearly 10 years, us console players have been drilled down by PC players every single time we have asked about an MMO coming to console, or the possibility of it happening, saying, basically just saying, no, idiot, consoles can't play MMOs. Like, the first MMO I ever uncovered coming to console, and you guys would have to scroll way back on my channel for this, like when I first started, was Elder Scrolls Online. And the first comment I got within, I'm going to say 20 minutes after the video uploading, and I quote, "MMOs cannot run on consoles, you fucking idiot." That's what was said to me. And I just said, okay. I never wanted to touch that subject again after that. I was just like, I was like, alright, okay, that's enough for me. And, as, time went past, things with Final Fantasy 14 and stuff like that happened and all that stuff. Because, obviously, from this day, people should, especially, people who made those statements should know that they're wrong. Freaking PlayStation 3 ran DC Universe and Final Fantasy 14 crossplay with PC. So, if you still think MMOs can't run on console, then you need a serious reality check. But that was the response we got. And, we never had, us console players, we never had any kind of MMO variety. Like on PS3, all we literally had, was DC Universe and Final Fantasy 14. Xbox 360 didn't have anything. Like, even worse for them, it's probably, like a miracle to the Xbox players. That's why, when they got Neverwinter before PlayStation did, I was actually, happy about it. I was salty because I was, on PlayStation at the time, but I was like, it's about time they get something MMO-wise. Like, sheesh. And the part that really, just sucks was, all hope was lost for MMOs when it came to console until, games like, DC Universe, Final Fantasy 14, Neverwinter, and everybody started breaking that trend. And, everyone has, this big hope that one day World of Warcraft's going to come to console. I personally believe it will happen because I honestly think Activision, Blizzard, and all of them are greedy enough when it comes to money. I personally think that'll happen one day. But, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying, it's going to be announced tomorrow or anything, but I honestly think that, if they're smart, they'll do that. There's plenty of money to be made, especially on console. But, the thing is, right, and this is the point that I try to stress to, the developers, even the community managers. Like, when you guys show an MMO on console, right, especially, in this time period, now it's just rough in this time period. Years from now, we're probably going to have as many MMOs on console as the PC players do, and it's not going to matter. But in this current period of time, right here, where here we are, August of 2017, where there's still very minimal MMO variety on console, you guys are basically dangling a Thanksgiving dinner in front of a band of hungry poor people. And that's honestly how it is, teasing an MMO to the console fan base, because we've been so deprived of them, and there's so many people, even out there like me, trying to find, that one special one for them, and they haven't found it yet. And, we have to just, slowly wait as developers decide if they want to or don't want to, try and even bring their game to this fan base. And a lot of these MMOs are free to play, so, developers have a lot to consider, if they're going to make the money back, from, making purchasing the dev kit and stuff like that to bring on console. There's a lot of things that have to go in consideration before they even make the choice. And I think, the fact that, especially since, these games exist on PC now, I think how much information is held back from us console players, I think that's personally wrong. Like, I understand, NDA, I understand, developers don't want stuff shown until, it's ready for public and all that stuff. But I think console players, just, for the sake of, the state of the game community right now, I think we just, deserve a pinch of, info, or, like updates and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to, Tera, for example, and I've made some bad comparisons in the past. Like, I once, I was so frustrated in a video, I compared this Tera wait to Call of Duty. I was like, why can Call of Duty always announce their release date, a year ahead of time, but Tera can't tell us, and Mass can't tell us, the date for a game that's coming out the same year, within a few months of a span. Because, guys, realistically, just remind yourselves, like, Tera is going to be on your console sometime within the next 90-something days. And that's, just the honest reality of it. Well, more like 120 days, because, there's 4 months of the year. I did the math of 3, but you guys get what I'm saying. Sometime in the next 4 months, Tera is going to be on your PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, free-to-play, beta version, early access, however the hell, they decide to do it. Whatever happens. It's going to be on your console. You're going to be, in Elin, Ellen, however you say their names, slicing up argons, whatever the hell you want to do. You're going to be doing that sometime within the next 4 months. But, I just think, when it comes to these MMOs, or at least, for this early virgin period of, MMOs coming on console, I think developers should be a bit more open with the fan base, like, as you, like, a lot of these games, they do, like, developer diaries and stuff like that as they're developing them, and I've seen them do it a lot on PC. Like, Skyforge, for example. This is why I was shocked that, they were so secretive with the console version. And this is still one thing I never understand. Like, if you go on their YouTube channel, right, they gave PC players, like, development walkthroughs every step of the way, like how they were making the characters and stuff like that. And they still, to this day, do that on their website. Like, if you guys go on their website, you'll get some very good information, on how that game's background, how it became to be. But why don't companies, want to do this thing, with console versions? I understand it's, it's just a port. I understand, it's the same game, just, with a controller base, built for console, probably toned down graphics, because, we're not as powerful as PC, whatever. But at the same time, if it's just the same thing, what are you afraid to show? That's just my personal opinion, guys. Now, don't kill me, don't shoot me. I'm not a game developer. I don't know how it works. I'm sure there's, a good business standpoint reason behind that. But at the same time, you have to remember the kind of audience that you're dealing with. Because the thing that bothers me, and, the one comment I hate seeing the most, like, even, on my channel, communities, Twitter, wherever it is, I hate it when people say, the wait is killing me, and, I'm losing interest in the game. And the only reason that bugs me, right, is because I used to think at one point in time that people were just saying that because, they were pissed, and, maybe the developers would finally, just suck up and give a response like, all right, it's coming here, just please don't quit our game. But it actually happened to me with Skyforge. I lost, and I quote, I missed out on 28 Pantheon members of 28 people that really just didn't try Skyforge, didn't bother buying the early access, didn't bother downloading it, even though the game's 100% free, because they were just that frustrated with the wait, and they ended up, well, good for them, I'm happy, they actually ended up just finding something else that just completely sucked them away. Now, if you take that 28 and you times it by, the $11.99 that, the Skyforge early access cost, that's, a little over $300 that, the company could have made, if they had just, talked a bit more. Now, to a big business, $300 probably isn't much of anything. But then again, that's $300 that, that could help for, something. And I'm not going to, like, name those people, here on the video or nothing like that. But it's just, the point, like, this thing, it really happens. People really do get that frustrated where, they lose interest and stuff like that. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. And from what I've seen, Tera has been the longest wait out of all these games. Like, let me think. When Skyforge was announced, it literally came out. It wasn't even that long of a wait. It was 4 or 5 weeks later. Skyforge came out, after it was announced. They announced it in February. They the middle and end of February. The game came out, starting early access the end of March. Neverwinter. It was announced, I believe, in April or May of 2016. Came out in July, like 3 months later. Tera was announced in March, and here we are about to be September. Excuse me, and we don't even know when we're going to play the beta yet that we signed up for in March. Now, I can definitely understand why that's irritating, but at the same time, I want you guys to think about something, and this is something I can't remember. One of the people used to say this in the Skyforge community all the time, and it is a very valid, good point, and I think, some developers may, take advantage of this, but they just got to be careful how they abuse it. You have no deadline if you don't announce a release date. And, that's a really safe way to play it. The game, it's impossible for, them to delay the game. Like, say Tera did give us an announcement date. Say it would have came out, the beta was supposed to go in June, and they ended up having to delay it to, like, October. Well, if they would have said June, they would have to worry about, disappointing everybody to say, hey, now you got to wait till October. Well, by playing it safe and, saying, hey, 2017, they can announce and do, anything they want to, if they're having issues on their behalf and need time to fix them. They can do that. Now, in all honesty, that's a good, smart tactic for developers. I honestly applaud that. But at the same time, I feel like, they just don't realize, because the thing is, like, some developers, and community managers and stuff like that, some of them are, hardcore gamers, and then there are some that do it for a job. But, a lot of them aren't too heavy on, the status of the gaming community and stuff like that. A lot of them, don't watch YouTube every day, browse through things. Because, like me, I'm one reason I like being a YouTuber is because I'm kind of a YouTube junkie. Like, in my spare time, what I do besides, like playing video games, spending time with my kids and stuff like that, I scroll through videos, I read a lot of comments and stuff like that. I read, a lot of articles and everything, just so I can see, how the state of the game and, things like that, are how the state of the community, how things are going. Sorry, I was getting tongue-tied right there for some reason. But, like, it even got to the point, like, where I would tell my friends, about some of the things I would read in the comments section and stuff like that, and they would just literally call me a liar because, they never heard it themselves. I'd be like, well, you'd have to, scroll through YouTube, look here and there to understand and, blah, 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 blah. But, if you follow YouTube every day, you see the trends that are going on, you read, comments frequently and stuff like that. You guys that, follow a lot of this stuff, you all know what I'm talking about. The state of certain games, the state of, certain communities, how games are doing on the internet and stuff like that, etc., etc. Now, like I said, the only thing when it comes to these developers and doing, these free-to-play MMOs right now, they are using this tactic just at a bad point in time. And I think that's why the players and the devs keep bumping heads, because I don't think the devs and you'll see even some community managers realize how sensitive MMOs are on console right now. It is a really, touchy subject, just because, we've been deprived of them, and we've had, those mean people that want to just, say, hey, consoles suck, you can't play MMOs on them, F you, and blah, 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 blah. And, that can be, pretty annoying. So, I think a lot of the developers and ones that are, from a gamer's standpoint, they can understand, but a lot of them are just like, it's just a freaking game. I don't know why they're going so crazy. A lot of them, don't see that stuff. And believe it or not, guys, if what, a lot of people, could be watching this and be like, man, it's just a video game. Why are y'all getting so butthurt? Like, there are people who get really passionate about games. Like, I'm one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there are times, when people, say certain games suck and stuff like that, it pisses me off. I get mad. Like, to this day, like, I'm upset with my.com and Alan's team over Skyforge. But when people, bash Skyforge, even though I've done it in the past, when people, just go ham, egg, and cheese on Skyforge, it bugs me. I put a lot of passion, work, and time into that game. And, and for it to just, all this to happen, it really hurts, really annoys me. But, there's just, there's so much passion in the gaming community, a lot more out there than people realize. And I think the biggest problem when it comes to that is, everyone's just confused about it. Some people think it's over here when it's really over here, and, vice versa, and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, guys. Comment your thoughts. I just wanted to share my thoughts on this. Sorry this video took so freaking long. As you can see, I clearly had a lot to say. So hopefully, I didn't burn up too much of your time. But guys, I'm gonna try and tweet this video out. Maybe a couple of the community managers I named at the beginning of this video will actually watch this. See where I'm coming from, and it'd be cool if they actually commented, and shared their own thoughts on the video. I know if any of them decide to, I'll purposely pin the comment, just so you guys can talk and get some interaction. But no promises though. Like I said, I'm going to send the video to, people, and, whatever they decide to do with it, that's their choice. But anyway, guys, y'all enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button for me. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy, Tanek127. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.